You should have seen what I had before the show last week. Randy was on. I had a blue blanket, and it did not. It didn't. I got a Falsters. Oi, fuck you, drinking Falsters.
Oi, mate.
Oi, mate.
Falsters. Australian for beer.
Lord.
What sound do kangaroos make? Do kangaroos make sounds?
They make whatever sound they want.
It's probably like a dog of some sort of barking, screeching sound.
God damn, Svensson. Look at her.
Is that what they injected into her butt to make it so big?
Ray. Yeah, don't be an asshole, Ray. All right, she might come on the show. Don't be a dick. God damn. All right.
You can edit that out. Just edit it out. And then I can say it live when she's on the show.
Yeah. All right, let me know, Svensson. We'll start. All right. All right. Oh, man. All right. You can
say
there we
Guyanese or Taiwanese?
You said Guyanese from Guyana.
Yeah, like New Guinea-ish?
No,
like
Guyana, you stupid asshole. It's in South America. What's the matter with you?
I don't think I've ever heard of that place. Maybe you guys are just pronouncing it different because you're weird.
Jesus Christ, Ray. We're supposed to start a show. Now I have to Google Guyana for you. God damn it. We're starting off.
Where's our intern? Make our intern do it. Aren't we supposed to have an intern do this shit?
Here you go. Right in the live show chat. There you go. Guyana. Pronounce
That's
Guyana.
Place.
Or Guyana. Okay? And it's got a badass. That's an awesome flag. That's a sweet flag. Here's our anthem.
They made that flag in geometry class. What's their official beer? It's not as good as Foster's.
He used to do a World of Warcraft advice podcast. He even did the original Drunken podcast, changing the game and influencing a generation of podcasters. But he was disgraced, accused of crimes he never committed. Shamed, he disappeared. By the grace and generosity of Mr. Rich Dickman, he was raised again. Seconded by his co-host, definitely not main host, Ray. Rem Dickman has returned, sexier and more handsome than ever. This is The Rich Dickman Show, the greatest podcast ever produced by Rich Dickman with Rem and Ray. Featuring executive producer Randy, producer Ryan, Maddie from Australia, hot drummer News Babe, and Svensson. The Rich Dickman Show, your slightly better than mediocre podcast.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to episode 122 of The Rich Dickman Show, the podcast that is slightly better than mediocre. I am your host with a... I don't know what's happening right now, Ray. I feel weird in the throat. That might be better. I didn't do my Kermit flow. Anyways, hey, we are live. We are, well, live to us, not live to you when you're listening to this. I am getting lost in my head and my words, Ray, so I'm going to stop. How are you, buddy? Jesus Christ.
I'm good. Still alive, despite all the fires and things.
All the attempts to kill you.
California.
Yeah.
Yeah, nature's attempts, as I've been told. I was told that it was the thunderstorms that caused these. It was not our Pacific Gas and Electric Company, but natural, just things that occur that you can't really stop. So I'm alive. So that's good.
That's how we're starting the show tonight. It's gonna be a good one.
There's a feedback and it's driving me insane. It's like messing with my head. I don't know where it's coming from, but I hear it and then it fucks me up.
Is Randy still streaming?
In my head.
Stop
It
streaming,
might be
Randy.
something like that.
You're screwing everything up. It's not you.
I'm not sure what it is, but it is.
It's just you.
somewhat messing me up. I'm just giving you excuses.
Yeah.
So what,
you know
what have you
I
been
think
up to this week? Anything,
I think we're done. I think
You've
we're done
avoided
now.
Stuff, right? Just done. All right. Let me end the recording.
Yeah. Just
All right.
just reset everything.
This won't take much editing on the part this week. It's just a nice, crisp 3-minute episode. Minute and a half's the intro.
Yeah.
And bam.
Can you hear me
Cranking
as you're
these bad
talking?
boys out.
No, you can't hear me as you're talking, can you?
Maybe not. I don't even know what's going on anymore.
I've got green bars, Ray. I think it's you. I think you got some. It's all that CBD you've been drinking. I think that's got you all fucked up right now.
In Foster's. They
Yeah,
put CBD in Foster's.
they can put CBD in anything, baby. You can get CBD.
That's
in
true.
everything.
They can do it. Yeah, they can put it in stuff without you really. I don't want to say without you knowing it, but nowadays with the way the edibles are, you could definitely sneak into stuff. I was working with someone that I work in construction. I was working with somebody that said that they were making CBD butter, like they were just making it at home, and I thought, yeah, that's like almost dangerous, right? Like you could very easily
No, because
mix that up. Somebody comes over, something,
Ray,
right?
it's CBD oil. They're not distilling their own CBD from the marijuana plant. It's already. There's nothing to worry
What
about.
I'm getting at is they're putting it into an ingredient.
Yeah.
And therefore, it's pretty easy for somebody to accidentally put that ingredient, unbeknownst to them, with the CBD.
Yeah, but what CBD is to make them feel
infusion.
better.
Yeah, my take on CBD is it's not going to like mess anybody up. It's supposed to be relaxing, right? So, I mean, what's going to happen? Someone's going to be like, hey, I feel pretty good. But all I'm saying is you could,
Can I tell you something?
unbeknownst, affect somebody.
Let me tell you something about
Yeah.
CBD. I was so excited to try CBD. All right, I was back in. It wasn't available in Connecticut 2 years ago, right? First, it was 2 years ago. When we went to Stowe, Vermont. I found because in Vermont's weird because in Vermont marijuana is legal, but there's no method of obtaining it, right? So if you grow it yourself, that's cool, but you can't go to a store to buy it. But they have CBD everywhere. So we went to Stowe. I had my eyes open. I wanted to get some CBD. I wanted to try some CBD. So I got some CBD chapstick, okay? And I was so determined to feel some type of effect from CBD, I made it all up in my brain. I just made it all up. Yeah, oh my God, I feel so relaxed right now, man. And it's like just putting chapstick on my lips. It's nothing. Mm-hmm. Oh, man. It's a good thing I never got into weed. My friend Mike, that's his deal. It's not me. That, and I don't drink either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can
all
live
right.
vicariously through that
Okay,
guy.
Ray, we didn't have much of a pre-show, and I blame you for being late. And I also blame executive producer Randy for streaming wrestling and throwing me off track. Randy, I appreciate you streaming wrestling. All right, I think we should talk wrestling one day. That'd be fun, but it's got me all messed up. But it took me a minute here for my good buddy to spout some nonsense before I got going. But I'm going now, Ray. All right, it's episode 122. All right, we did pre-show ad and the regular show. If you like anything that we do, richdickman.com for all your Rich Dickman needs. You can see our awesome photoshops and our awesome episodes, all that great stuff's there. But the most important part of richdickman.com is, Ray, what is it?
We have those face coverings.
The merch tab.
Is that the technical term?
Yes, face coverings on the merch tab. That's right. Click that merch tab at richdickman.com and get in to our richdickman.com store. Get into our Rich Dickman store. We've got the TRDS face mask. Okay, we've got the Rem and Ray shirts. We got the Rem and Huel shirts. We got the things. Yeah, Randy's wearing his tonight. His drawings on there. Producer Ryan's got art on there, and we also have a new line of clothing out for all of you who are still working during the pandemic. Actually, I think most of us are back to work now, but who were still working while everybody was home. You essential employees like me and Ray and Svensson, I think, and yeah. We have essential wear, okay? Don't hate me, I'm essential. Kiss me, I'm essential. Essential since March 2020. So get in there, get into that store, richdickman.com, click the merch tab, and get yourself some awesome essential wear and face masks. Okay. Also,
don't hate the fact that we're better than you because we are essential.
Exactly.
It's not our fault.
Exactly. Yes, thank you.
It is.
And of course, you hit that Patreon, patreon.com/Rich Dickman. We've got all the Liquor Fueled episodes are back in my possession. We have Liquor Fueled #1 pop-up audio on there, plus the Mangria and the Moonshine one. We've got those in there from a few months ago. And we've got some bonus clips. You get something every week. Every week you're getting something, so check it out. Okay. All right. Ray, before we get going, I wanted to say something to our audience, okay? And I've been thinking about this for a little bit because I'm getting old, Ray. I don't have much time left on this earth. Certainly less time than I did yesterday. And as I approach 40 in a couple months, I look back and reflect on my life, especially recently, and I notice, you know what? I'm a changed person, Ray. All right, I've changed a lot in my ways of thinking, in my ways of acting, and my ways of dealing with situations and with problems. And a few years ago, all right, let's say 2013, 2014, 2015, when things weren't so great, I literally left Torn Think Tank and was disappointed that I only had, a quarter of the downloads on my Storm Ride stuff, right? Like mad, like where are all these people? Okay, it bothered me and affected me. Now we have 8 listeners, okay? And we've had 8 listeners since the beginning. It's gone up a couple, it's gone down a couple, but it stays around 8. And I just wanted to say to the 8 of you who are out there and you download the show every week, I appreciate it very much, okay? Because I don't do this for the downloads anymore. Because there's none to be had. There's a million different podcasts and you can choose any one of those millions. I don't know what the number, Ray, is. I'm going to guess it's 1 million because there's a lot. Like everybody has a podcast. But those of you who choose to listen to The Rich Dickman Show and download it every single week, all 8 of you, I appreciate you, every single one of you, and love you. And it means a lot. Okay, I don't want to get too emotional, all right? But it means a ton that you're there and listening to our crap. And when you reach out and say, hey, that was a good episode, really appreciate that. So Spaghetti, thank you, because he said last week was a good episode, right? And I think that's it. That's like the only person who said that. But let's go back to last week real quick. Adam from Houston was and is a fantastic guest. So thank you, Adam, for coming back on. And we will have Adam again in a couple weeks because there's still more to talk about. Okay, we did the whole. What did we do in the first episode? Shooting a guy. We did the whole shooting a guy. All right. We've done hustling drugs. Now we got to do prison. Right. We got to do prison. So that's next. So when Adam comes back in a couple weeks, we're going to talk straight up prison, and I'm looking forward to it. Ray, that's it. I just as I sip another bit of this.
Captain Morgan, we got just to the tip of the iceberg. We got to the tip of the iceberg with prison, which was him saying that he had been traumatized by a penis. So just the tip of the iceberg.
Just the tip.
Metaphorically. So we'll have him back on and get a lot more. We'll get a lot deeper into that as I continue using shitty innuendos.
Yeah, we'll get the long and hard of it, right?
Yes.
Yeah, yes. That's right.
We'll struggle.
Ray, you've had a bad week, and I'm out to make it worse. So let's get going here. Number one.
I don't remember.
Okay, well, let's start. All right, let's start. What was it? I'm watching SummerSlam. Okay, on Sunday, I'm watching SummerSlam, and it's like the second WrestleMania. I'm having a great time. I'm sitting on my couch. I'm just chilling out. Chris O.C. was on vacation, so we're watching SummerSlam together, and he's complaining about shit, and I'm ignoring him, and yes, I did, Randy, and I'm just chilling, right? I'm hanging out, and then all of a sudden, freaking Ray starts texting me. Okay. And Ray is just being. Is that what it was? Yeah, that was Sunday. It's just being obnoxious as all get out, and I'm trying to go back to find some of this stuff. But Ray is texting me nonstop because Ray's drunk. All right, Ray's home doing nothing on a Sunday. He's mad at his family. I don't know what the hell is wrong with you. And he just texted me. What were you texting me about, Ray? Do you remember?
I thought it was essential wear or something like that, where I was just going off on trying to overblow the entire narrative that just because you've been working means you're better than everybody else. I think that's hilarious.
Yeah, no, well, it started with you trying to convince me to get a new job. Yeah. That's how it started. And then several hours later during SummerSlam, we got us essential workers need our shit capitalized, like, oh God, because we want special treatment too. And then you said too soon. And I said, yeah, that's way too soon. He said, nope. Us essentials need to ride this wave of importance to the top. We're far more valuable than others. We should be paid more, adored more. Shit, we should get free nights at the strip club every Monday through Wednesday as a show of appreciation. That's how we right the ship. This is like nonstop for the next 2 hours. I have Ray going on about being essential and his essential wear. You should, Randy, can you see all that? That's all Ray. That's all Ray. Just nonstop. I'm trying to enjoy myself watching SummerSlam, and this fucking guy, I had to ignore you, Ray. I'm sorry. I had to ignore you because you were bothering me. And I don't like doing that to my friends, but that's what I did.
No, that's fine. It's fine that you haven't been completely converted to the essential ways of essential wear and that we're far superior in every way, shape, and form. Otherwise, we would
What happened,
not be
Ray?
working.
What happened that led to that?
It's probably just like if you want to be for real, it's just because every time I open up my phone and you try and just like read up on, I don't know, the latest tech news or whatever's going on in sports, they're like, people are going to protest this, people are going to protest that. And I'm like, yeah, I know what's going on, but like, I like to know other stuff. So why does everything have to be so ridiculous? Why does it have to be one incident and the whole world needs to change because of it? Like, it just seems insane. And I'm not trying to say to diminish there's problems out there that need to be solved, but there's many problems that need to be solved, not just one. So let's focus on more than just one of them. And so to me, it's pretty funny to say, you know what? What if our next crusade is, let's get more divisive. Let's get even more divisive about something that literally no one has control over, which is what is considered essential. What is considered essential? Nobody has a definition. It's some arbitrary thing that came out because they're like, that definition was a huge moving target. That was never defined. At first, it was just anyone that kind of claimed that they were essential. Like they would just say like construction. And I'm like, yeah, that dude out there building an equestrian fence to hold those horses in the fucking like that's not essential. Like somebody working on a hospital, I'd say so, but they didn't make a distinction. So all of a sudden, there's like who's making this distinction? The government? Us? No one really is. I say we do it. We say whoever's working, you start buying your essential wear, and we just divide this country even further. And whoever's working, you're essential, and the rest of you, you're all worthless. You can get out.
Yeah. Enjoy your extra $400 a month, Ray.
Yeah.
I'm
your unemployment.
Yeah, I'm so glad you did mention some of that because it leads me to what I wanted to talk about next. Is that it is the absolute craziest fucking time in the history of humanity right now. Okay, and we are living. It's got to be a simulation at this point, right? I'm kind of on board with the simulation thing, but there is 2 movies playing at the exact same time, and nobody's crossing theaters. Okay, you got one movie on one side and one movie on the other, and there is nothing in between anymore. Those who are in between are being forced into different sides. It is just the absolute most insane goddamn time to be alive, and it's not a good insane either. Like it's bad and it's getting scary with all the shit that's going on right now with the riots and the protests. And we got the conventions, the last week and this week, and you get the election coming up. It's 2 movies playing on 2 different screens, and the audience is just watching, just separating and watching either one. And it would be funny if it wasn't so sad. It's a clown fucking world right now, and what it is. People like you and me. Who can see this and like who are kind of like in the middle of the 2 theaters, like, hey guys, maybe it's the same movie. we are the minority, right? We are the ostracized ones. We are the ones. Well, they're the ones that they're going to throw labels at us just because they don't agree with us wanting to know all the information. It's. I thought I wanted to make a joke here and I can't because it's just so sad. It is so sad and so scary how far down the path we've gone. And here's the thing, Ray, is that the people in the audience who may be listening to this, who may be watching one of those 2 movies, will say, Rem, you're fucking crazy. That other side is out of their mind. They're out of their goddamn mind, whatever the other side is, right? And they won't be able to acknowledge or accept the fact that there is a whole other way of thinking over there. You know what I mean? It's, I'm going to drink more tonight. We're going to get drunk tonight, right? Because fuck it, it is.
Yes.
I would famously say back in Torn Think Tank that I love watching a train wreck. Okay. So I'd get on to Twitter and just watch the infant, they were infants at the time, the infant social justice warriors meltdown.
Yes.
At freaking Tyrande Whisperwind not getting the same treatment as Malfurion Stormrage. Okay. And I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
Now.
Those are real issues.
Now, a 17-year-old with an AR-15 in Kenosha, Wisconsin, was being attacked by people. He had a skateboard slammed into him. He was on the ground, and he shot 3 people, killing 2 of them. And people are coming to the defense of the people who were shot. It turns out one of them was a pedophile, one of them was a domestic abuser, and the other one had some drug charges or something, had his arm. But the other one, who had his arm shot off, had a gun and was about to execute the fucking kid on the ground. And then when they got with him in the hospital, he said, "My only regret is I didn't empty the magazine into him." Like, my God, this is insane. It's fucking insane right now. What did anybody expect would happen when you start giving voices to people who, let's be honest, people shouldn't have voices, right? Right? I said this back in Triple T. We're allowing stupid people to voice their opinions to the world, and it's making everything else crazy because the smart people
and let them matter.
The smart people get pushed. Ray, let me tell you something. I didn't mean to stop. I didn't mean to go this far, but Ray, I have been in a certain industry for 13 years now. Okay. All right. I've been at my job for 13 years. I am in a very good position in it. Okay. I know how things work is what I'm trying to say. All right. I know why things are being done and why other things aren't being done. And I've seen the patterns and the history of all this stuff. And I know what's going on. I know my industry very well, Ray. Okay. Complete strangers over the past week have decided that I do not know anything about what's going on in my own industry. They're telling me you are so far from wrong, you have no idea. Let's get the crayons out to illustrate to you what's happening. I'm like, are you? And this is me just dipping my toes into it because all the misinformation out in the world right now is just blowing my mind. It's making me crazy. And this is why you don't get involved anymore, Rem. This is why you just promote the show and make a stupid tweet every once in a while. But yeah, that's where we are, Ray.
Yeah.
Complete strangers telling me that I don't know anything about the industry that I'm in. So that's awesome. Everything is crazy right now, and it'll be nice after the election when COVID finally does go away. Okay, the riots won't, and we've been set up. We have a world approaching us now, Ray, where both sides have already blamed the mail-in voting for their loss. They've already done it. So unless it's a complete blowout, civil war's coming. That's going to be cool. I've already staked out my contingency plans on what I'm taking over. I'll have to edit this one out, but I don't know if you know this, Ray, but I'm the my town. So Daddy's coming home. Randy, you can move in with me. I need an enforcer. My executive producer can come on down here. Yeah.
So you'll be the equivalent of the governor in The Walking Dead kind of thing. Mm-hmm. You can run a little town.
Eye patch and everything. Yeah. Okay.
Have some concubines.
Yeah.
There you go. That's where it's at.
I'm sorry about that. Okay, that's enough. That's enough of that. So unless you want to add something, but maybe you don't. Maybe we just want to move on.
Just go to richdickman.com, go to the merch tab and buy some essential wear. Show everyone that you're better than them. Yeah. But you have to be working. Well, that's the thing. See, here's the thing. We don't even have to do some sort of like some sort of barrier to entry for this, because if you're not essential, you can't afford this stuff.
Yeah. Hey, Svensson, what are you doing next week? Yeah, because you can't pay for it. Svensson, book yourself some time next week. I want to bring you on the show and I want to talk to you because you know why I like Svensson? I like Svensson because Svensson's fucking cool. Svensson's just like, you know what? Like let's we can have a discussion, we can have a debate, but I'm still going to be cool with you afterwards. Yeah. When are you doing your next bonus show with Svensson?
I know there's a lot of stuff that Svensson. Yeah, it's hopefully sooner rather than later. I just got so much going on with it. Don't get me started on the house. I'm going to fucking kill someone. But
when are you moving?
That's still dragging on. But one of these days, like, I'll do another one of those with Svensson because it's fun because even if I know there's stuff we disagree on, but I know that we can still talk about it. And that's what you want from everybody, right? That's how society should be, where you can say, well, yeah, I definitely do not agree with you. But you tell me what you want to get out, and I'll tell you what I want, and
Yeah.
we'll both think about it and have an actual discussion.
I was having a
And that
discussion
feels
today.
good. It really does feel good.
I was telling a gentleman today that we have no nuance anymore. I'm doing the yin and the yang thing. I'm not making a race thing, but there's black and there's white and there's no gray. All right. We're not allowed to think in the gray anymore, but that's what human beings do. You have to be able to think in the gray because there's so many variables to every situation. Everything just can't be black and white. As much as they want to simplify it, it's not that simple. Life isn't that simple. Life comes in an array of different colors, not just blacks and whites of colors. It's not a racial thing, Ray. Stop it. Don't look at me like that. But we've lost
rainbow sherbet.
Yeah, we've lost nuance. All right, we've lost the ability to have a discussion with somebody and be able to process their argument and say, "Hey, you make some good points there. I don't necessarily agree with that, but you know what? I kind of understand where you're coming from." Instead of Nazi, white supremacist, Black Lives Matter rioter, protester, all this, whatever names that we're throwing at people. It's so crazy, and it's so driven by politics and the people. All right. Oh God, I'm going Ray. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. I'm not a conspiracy guy. I'm not a conspiracy guy. Hold on. This is coming out. But Chris O.C. gets mad at me when I said that maybe the coronavirus was made in a lab and unleashed on purpose, right? Because that's a horrible conspiracy. But who's making money off of all this right now, right? Jeff Bezos just hit $200 billion in personal wealth. Okay,
yeah.
We can go to Walmart, but we're too scared to vote. All right, we don't talk to each other. We can't even look at each other's faces anymore because our faces are hidden behind masks. You can't even see somebody else smile at you. All right. Like what's really happening right now? Why are we being so discouraged from talking to each other before an election? Okay, why are we silencing people with dissenting opinions? Why are the people who are just asking for who are just looking at data and presenting facts related to coronavirus? Why are they being ridiculed and tossed aside? Like, wasn't America about free and open exchange of ideas and principles and values and all coming together, a melting pot of sorts? Why is New York University looking at segregating their freaking population? Like, what's going on? It's crazy. Thank you, Svensson. Svensson just called me a Nazi. Yeah. and Tanks in the chat room says, if I get my feelings hurt during a discussion, it's your problem. Yeah, absolutely. We gotta. Yeah. I'm sorry, Ray. I interrupted you. Go ahead. This is stuff that's been bothering me this week. We don't have any guests.
It's just that there's multiple sides to everything. Like there's way more to it than what you're saying, like black and white, yin yang, whatever you want to call it. Which is, the latest thing that I've seen is I go try. I'm like, finally, sports are going again, and now there's people protesting.
Yeah, now sports are being canceled.
Yeah, and the reason is I already can't remember the guy's name. Is it Jacob Blake or something like that? Mm-hmm. If I mess it up, I'm sorry, but whatever the latest one is, because these continue to occur, it becomes this situation where someone's like, "Well, he was a criminal, so fuck him," and it's like, well, I mean, that doesn't mean he's a, so it's like. Then the next person responds with essentially like, well, then you support criminals, or you just support the death penalty,
or support killing black people,
or you're racist.
Yeah,
and it's like, okay, so the reality is this: did he deserve any of these people? Did they deserve to be shot? No, probably not. I don't know if somebody might say something about someone had a weapon, whatever, but generally speaking, yes, they didn't necessarily deserve to be shot. If they had a criminal history, well, then, yeah, the cops probably maybe know some of this or have an idea. Therefore, they might be a little more on edge. So you got to understand the situation, too, that the cops might be thinking, hey, this could turn sour. We need to be prepared. There's just so much more to it than simple, the cops showed up and they didn't just cops roll up and start shooting people. There's a struggle, there's things like that, whatever. There's more to it. And so it's not just sitting here and saying, we just need to do one thing and then it's fixed. It's so much more than that. And that's why we need to have the open discussion to hash out all the details of it. I mean, look at the fucking, oh my God. The laws are insane how deep they go into so much detail. Yet we're sitting here saying we need to make change by like one decision, like yes or no. If Like we just need to stop killing this type of cops aren't allowed to kill anyone. It's like, well, I mean, yeah, they shouldn't wrongfully do it, but in self-defense, like, and what constitutes self-defense? Like, let's have those discussions, right?
Yeah, the problem is, you see, when you start having
final demand.
you need to have the discussions. But when you start having discussions, people don't like what you have to say, so they go, oh, you're a racist, that type of thing. But what's the root of the problem here? It's maybe the root of the problem isn't police shooting people. The root of the problem isn't people resisting arrest. There's a deeper root there. Where does it start? Does it start when this gentleman was growing up and didn't have a family to support him? Was it a school that gave up on him? Was it a community that just ostracizes? I don't know. I don't know anything about the guy, but there's a deeper problem that needs to be addressed. And I can't speak on behalf of black people or Mexican people or any type other Asian people like you or cops. I am not one of those people, but I can sit back and I can think to myself, well, this doesn't make sense, right? This just doesn't make sense. Like another thing that got me tonight is it's the 2 weeks of conventions. Last week was the Democratic National Convention, and this week's the Republican National Convention, obviously. Okay. And protests have been going on since the end of June. All right. We've had protests and riots and looting everywhere. Okay. And there's even been articles written and lawmakers saying, yeah, the protests are okay. It's a good form of expression despite coronavirus. Even though you can't go to a funeral for a family member. All right. A lot of places won't let you go to church. All right. So we have these massive protests in the rioting that's going on in different parts of the country right now. And the president, who is accepting his nomination to run for president again tonight, has a gathering on the front lawn of the White House with 1,500 people or whatever it is. I don't know. And you have the same journalists who were saying that, the protests are fine. No worries about coronavirus there, saying this is unsafe. So it has nothing to do with my politics. It has everything to do with the integrity of the journalist writing the goddamn article. Is it okay to protest? And if it's okay to protest, why isn't it okay to gather for a convention? Okay, because it's people next to each other, just out doing, I don't know, Ray. It's goddamn crazy. It's crazy right now, Ray. Ray, I went out to dinner on Saturday.
The world's upside down. You did? Oh, nice. So can I just quickly say, here in California, the only way for restaurants to stay open, because you're not allowed to go indoors, is they said, you can do outdoor seating. Well, guess what? Restaurants are completely fucked. There's ash raining from the sky. What are they supposed to do? Like, who the fuck wants to go outside and sit in like a smoke chamber?
Yeah.
Like the worst. Like, you walk outside, it feels like you smoked 4 packs of cigarettes. Like, it's brutal. I was driving for like 15 minutes the other day, and I was like, I'm getting short on breath. Like, I need to get back in the office. Like, holy hell. So the fact that you were able to go out to dinner, I want to hear about this.
Well, it's I had a point I was going to make and I forgot about your the ash raining from the sky. No, it's fine because I just lost it in my head. It's a weird night for me, and I'm sorry. No, I went out to dinner on Saturday as my I was on vacation last week, and since we weren't going anywhere because everything's fucking you can't go anywhere. God forbid. Yeah. I just said to my wife, "So listen, all I really want to do, I just want to go out for a nice dinner because we hadn't been out for dinner together and since before the pandemic, right? Since before March,
so we hadn't been out.
I think, we went to McDonald's. That's right. Got a double cheeseburger, and they had one of the international items. And I got that too, the strudel waffle, whatever. No,
we went that over there.
They did, and they stopped because nobody, stupid American people weren't buying the international stuff that was Americanized.
They just want
it's stupidest shit ever. The great thing about the international menus, it's international, and the food tastes better. Like I went to McDonald's in Italy a few years ago, and I had the Grand McChicken. It was amazing. Because it's local products rather than shit they make over here. But
I want an El Royale with cheese.
Yeah, so we went out to dinner, and we're looking for. First of all, I was trying to find a place that we wanted to go to because we haven't been out in forever. We don't know anymore. And Google's telling you either they have dine-in or it's takeout only. And we found this one Italian restaurant, and it said takeout only. And I'm like, I don't think all these restaurants are takeout only anymore because Connecticut opened up for dine-in a couple months ago. So I called him up. I'm like, hey, man, are you guys open for dine-in? And he's like, oh, yeah. Oh, we got to update Google. I'm like, all right, cool. We'll be there at 5:30. and it was a nice little Italian restaurant. And it was small.
Nice.
It was a small place, and they had plexiglass dividers up between tables and at the bar. And I was like, really? We got to sit in our own goddamn little plexiglass box so we can have dinner? And once you're at your table, you can take your mask off because obviously you can't eat with a mask on. And if you can, I want to know what your secret is. But the waitress has her mask on, right? And again, Ray, seeing a human being's face and seeing their facial expression is so important to our human interaction and our human experience. Removing that makes things completely weird, right? So I don't know if I make a joke, I don't know if anybody's smiling or laughing. I have no idea. So yeah, like that, like you covering your face. I have to look at your eyebrows. But the food was amazing. Like we found a really great place to go to. It was so good to get out and have this real Italian chef make some like real authentic Italian food. As as an Italian myself, I consider myself an expert in Italian food. But it was a great. That's it. It was just weird being in all the plexiglass, right? And then nobody knows how to act like with the masks. Some people love wearing the mask and never want to take it off, and other people are like, I really don't want to wear this thing, but I'm just doing it because I'm supposed to, and that's me. Just do it because I'm supposed to. And as soon as I have the opportunity, I would take it right off. But other people are sitting there like and they're pulling their mask down while they're eating their food, and it goes back up while they're chewing and pulling back down. It's you fucking moron.
As if COVID floating through the air to get them like a dandelion.
Yeah, Randy thinks I'm making COVID now. I'll let you know if I get COVID. I'll podcast with
like
fucking COVID. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I already got it. That's what I'm pretty sure that's what I had last year around November. No, sorry, December. When I was basically dead. So I'm pretty sure I already got it. So fuck you, COVID. I whoop your ass. My wife and I a couple weeks ago went to Cheesecake Factory. So we went in there. So they had just outdoor seating. But it was that kind of thing, like you show up and there's like the five, the hostess and like the 4 or 5 waiters / waitresses or whatever they are, like all standing at the same little booth. Like, oh yeah, nice social distancing. And they're like, how many? It's like 2. And they're like, all right, well, it's going to be like whatever, 25 minutes or whatever. So this Cheesecake Factory is attached to a mall. So we're like, we'll go into the, whatever, Nordstrom's right here, or whatever the store was. So we go in there and we're like, well, maybe we can walk through the mall. And then it says like the little connector between the Nordstrom's, which is on the end of the mall, and the mall, and it's closed. Like you'd have to go around. Like, what do you mean go around? Like what? Like you have like an entrance to the mall, but not over here. Like, why can't we go into the mall?
Yeah.
Like we have to go through like a one entrance. So apparently they're doing that so they can count people or something like that. But again, it's that whole, you're funneling everyone through the same area and you're not wiping the area down or sanitizing it. This isn't like some clean room where you walk in, you got an ante room, and you spray down with like the, whatever, I don't know. Like those old misters. Like
it's
like,
so crazy.
Worse.
Ray, I go to the Sam's Club fairly often because,
so
with the family, you got to buy in bulk. Okay. And like at the beginning of the pandemic, I was able to walk in there and I was a little freaked out by everything. So I had the N95 and gloves on, right? And I was sanitizing the whole shopping cart. Right. Then a couple weeks later, they decided they were going to limit how many people can go in. All right. So then you had to wait in line to get into the stupid Sam's Club. And when they were at an acceptable level, you could walk in. Now all of a sudden you can just walk in and out, right? You got to wear a mask and stuff, but you walk in, you walk out. There's no line, and I'm just grabbing a cart. I'm not even sanitizing anything. And God damn it, Svensson, why are you putting Haley XO in my? Jesus Christ!
Distraction.
But it's like what changed? Like what's changed? If it was so deadly a few months ago, why isn't it as deadly now? I mean, are we burning through it? Can we be honest about what's happening? Yeah, it's the whole. All right. I'm gonna get Ray. What else happened?
Well, it's all for show. That's all it is. It's all for fucking show. We did that. We went to IKEA. I sent you the picture, but the IKEA, there's like fucking 9 switchbacks, and then it runs along the whole fucking front of the building.
Yeah.
So there's hundreds of people in line, and they're divided by those little like metal just fences and stuff. So next thing you know, you're like actually more crowded right there than you would be in the IKEA. So I'm like, like, why are you limiting the people that go in the store? Like, none of it just doesn't make sense. But yeah, we did the same thing. Going back to the Cheesecake Factory, same thing. We sat down. I'm like, well, I'm taking my mask off. Like, you know, and the person comes over and they still wearing their mask and taking the order. And as they're talking, it's kind of muffled and you're like, what? Yeah. Like, you know, it's that whole, and you know, and at some point you almost want to be like, hey, you know, if maybe they could just do like a mask free zone. Somebody needs to suggest that, like a restaurant that's like, hey, you know, mask free zone over here. And then you can just go and everyone that wants to be mask free, they can do that. And then the other people can do their thing over there. And then you both have what you feel like is your ideal dining experience. Because ultimately, you know, as a business, not that the customer is always right, but to an extent, aren't they? You want your customer to be happy to come back. So I think that they should be able to offer that service of being able to say, hey, we want our customers to be happy. We want to designate this little area and we'll make it happen.
When the gentleman at the restaurant was explaining to me that he had the plexiglass dividers up and all that stuff, I said to him, listen, I don't care. I would eat dinner with a COVID patient. I don't give a shit. Like, I just want to go out to dinner. I don't care. Yeah. I still would go out to dinner with a COVID patient. Fuck it. I mean, I'm so sick of it, Ray. It's just so sad what's happened. I used to think it was funny, and it's not funny anymore. It's not funny that we can't even have a discussion about anything. Okay, like the science is changing. Or there's real world evidence and data being collected about COVID, and this guy has been doing a lot of reading a lot of studies. I read was looking at something very interesting to me is that immunity, so low deaths per million, right? Like significantly lower than any other place in the world in Eastern Asia, and he correlated that with countries that where the populations eat bats. Not necessarily that all the people eating bats, but there's people who handle the bats, people who prepare the bats, and there are people who eat the bats. And all that leads to a certain type of immunity, you know, which leads to them dying less from COVID, from this coronavirus that comes from the bat, right? And it was actually quite fascinating. So you read this guy's well-researched thread who's saying, hey, this is a hypothesis I'm working on, but look at all this data that I found. And you have all these idiots who come in, well, I live in Thailand. I was in Thailand for 6 weeks and I never saw anybody eat a bat. And the guy's like, well, that's not what I said. I didn't say everybody who eats bats. I said countries or countries in proximity to countries who handle bats and then serve bats may have developed a certain immunity to this. And again, it's two movies playing. People who just want the doom and gloom versus people who are looking for hope or looking for a way out of this bullshit. It's crazy. Okay. Ray,
so what you're telling me is I need to start eating or handling bats. Well, Amazon doesn't sell them. I was just looking.
Yeah. You got to travel to China.
Exoticanimals4sale.net. Free advertising.
I mean, if you came...
Definitely China sells them.
I have bats in my backyard, Ray. You could just come here. Yeah.
Look at this website. Dude, this is the best thing I've ever seen. Look at the cutest bats ever. Oh my God. What did I just stumble upon?
Jesus Christ. You're buying bats now? Exoticanimals4sale.net.
It's bats in they're all wrapped up in dressed up all cute.
Yeah. This is how you get yourself the corona. You got to get into bats because bats spread the coronavirus. All sorts of coronavirus. Yeah, that's right.
You got to build up your immunity by handling bats. They're like a vaccine shot.
All right, so back to that SummerSlam.
Oh man,
you were drunk, and I'm trying to enjoy SummerSlam. I got Chris O.C. on the other end, who doesn't watch much wrestling anymore because I don't know why.
Yeah,
and he's just being all negative through it. So that was pissing me off. Looking Chris O.C. and his negative political commentary, and then my kid went to a birthday party this week. He went to Dave and Buster's. You know what Dave and Buster's is?
Oh yeah, we have him here.
Yeah, it's me and my dog.
Worked on a bunch of them.
But it's he went to Dave and Buster's and he was all excited. And they make everybody wear masks and gloves. Which, you know what? I guess in these fucking Corona times that makes sense. Instead of having to disinfect every goddamn game machine, you just wear gloves. So I get that. But I figured he'd just be playing like Mario Kart, the riding game with his friends and shit, or whatever. So he texted me when he was on his way home. He's like, "Hey, Dad, guess how many tickets I got?" And I'm like, "Oh shit, you're playing tickets. All right. You got 1,000." And he's like, "I got 4,500 tickets." And I'm like, "Oh, that's cool." And I didn't think anything of it till I picked him up from his friend's house. He's got a fucking inflatable couch. He's got slippers for his sister. He bought himself a pint glass. He got a fucking like a whoopee cushion. He got like all this shit. He's got like 2 bags full of bullshit that he bought from Dave and Buster's using his ticket. Now we got a goddamn inflatable couch in my goddamn living room. So this kid can sit and play video games on it. Like skee ball got me that, Daddy. I'm like, oh Jesus Christ.
Oh, that's awesome. So his game of choice is skee ball then?
He was fucking, it's like a goddamn casino. He's playing like a Wheel of Fortune type game. And he hit 1,000 tickets twice and then a bunch of 500s. So he didn't play any games. Wow. He gambled. That's what he did. He was gambling at Dave and Buster's tickets.
Yeah, because I used to do the one at Chuck E. Cheese where it was basically you're looking at a bubble in front of you and the little light just goes around. You try and hit the button when it gets in the little ring right in front of you, like the one light. And I did that one when I was, 10 years old. We did some sleepover at Chuck E. Cheese. Fucking terrible idea, by the way. Do not ever do that. Those places are... You want to talk about breeding grounds for coronavirus. Oh my God, those places are dirty. Just sleeping in the ball pit. Like, dude, you can't. I mean, you got to build up your immune system. Oh God, spend an hour in a Chuck E. Cheese. But we got like, I can't remember what the number was, but it was like every time you hit the thing, you got 100 tickets. And it was just like unlimited games or something like that. And by the end, we had thousands of tickets. And we went up and bought like whatever the biggest thing was. It was like some, 10,000 tickets or whatever. And like me and my friends bought it. And I just remember everyone being like, what the fuck? Like you buy, just a ton of shit. It's fun if you can do that.
Yeah.
But if you have to pay for it, Jesus Christ. You know the exchange ratio on those? Have you ever done the math on those?
No, and I don't want to. I hope my kids get 100 tickets and get the hell out of there. Because I hate the ticket machines. I just want to play video games. I don't even want to do that. I just want to drink. Just drink. I don't drink, but I drink a lot.
That's how you should.
Yeah.
Drink and play some games.
All right, let's do this, right? Let's move on to something happier.
It's time for our weekly Australian update. Brought to you by Kangaroos Drinking Fosters. Australian for beer.
G'day, mates. Sorry I haven't been on the show for a few weeks. Work's been absolutely mental since all of...
It sounds so defeated.
Western Australia has a lockdown, so if anyone wants to go on holiday, they have to stay in the state. So we're just selling tents and camping gear and all that sort of shit. And I've just had to be doing mad hours.
He's gonna hate me.
I have next Friday off, though. Have a good night, guys. Later.
Wow. I did not expect that. Maybe we'll have a Svensson and Maddie double guest episode next week. Wow.
He's going to hate me so much when he hears that because he just sent me like a straight up file and I just fucked it up. It's that whole, you got to lean into it. So Maddie, we hope you're feeling better, man. I understand that you said he's been working a lot of hours and, it was like over double your normal hours, almost triple. And, that's rough, man. So hopefully, that calms down soon. You can get back in your right headspace, really just, enjoy yourself. But in the meantime, like you sounded a little depressed. You sounded way more down than normal. And so I just leaned into it and edited the shit out of that. So sorry for adding a lot of, sound effects of you crying and sniffling
Ray.
And blowing your nose, but you'll get a good laugh out of that.
Randy, are you what's that say? I don't know what that says. Dickman line. Oh, the Dickman line.
The Dickman line.
Ray, there's something to be said about keeping kayfabe, and by you just getting on there and shitting all over your bit.
We can edit that out.
and just going behind the scenes with it all. You kind of ruined kayfabe. So
He's gonna like it.
yeah.
Oh, that's fine. We'll edit that out.
No, I won't edit that out. I'm going to leave that in there.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh, good times.
Oh, Maddie from Australia. I hope we talk to you again very soon. All right, let's move on to something. I forgot last week, Ray, that we had a Dick of the Week nomination, and it's been several weeks since we've done Dick of the Week. Okay, but Svensson, of course, sent in a Dick of the Week for us. And we're going to play that right now. There's also a picture in the notes, Ray. I don't know if you have a chance. Could you get that into the Discord somehow so the audience can see? But I'm going to play Svensson's submission. Here we go.
Hello, Rem, and hello, Ray. And to all the people that help make the Rich Dickman Show my favorite podcast to listen to. This is Svensson here, and this is my nomination for Dick of the Week. This week, we've got another bad driver report.
All right.
And for the people who are listening to this, unfortunately, I sent in a picture to Ray and Rem so they can show what exactly I'm speaking about, but I'll do the best that I can to describe the situation. I'm at a drive-through, and there's a driver in a car in front of me. And this driver left.
Svensson, you're in the chat room. Type in what drive-through you're at, please, because I'm curious. Is it a Wendy's? Is it I don't think it's Chick-fil-A, but is it Popeyes? Is it McDonald's? Like, let me know what it is. All right.
Like a 2-space gap between them and the next car in the order line. Now, you would think that this driver would take and pull up and try to close the line closer so you can, get to the speaker faster to make your order. But no, this guy's just sitting there texting on the phone, doing whatever he wants to do. And I'm sitting there and I'm motioning to the driver, move up, close that gap. And the person, like I said, was not paying attention. And sure enough, another idiot comes by, drives around, and drives right into the gap. Therefore, cutting off that person
Snooze, you lose.
And making it one car further away from ordering the speaker. Which also, that one car was another 15 or 20 minutes wait in order to order your food. So obviously, by the time I get my food, I'm really frustrated, and I've spent more time than I should have. Anyway, that's my report for this nomination for Dick of the Week. Ray, Rem, I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys take care.
Svensson, I can't help but empathize with you and sympathize because I know that feeling all too well. When you're in the drive-thru and you don't have much time for lunch, right? And you just you went to the drive-thru because you knew it would be quicker, but all of a sudden you got some asshole or two assholes in front of you. Like one guy is fucking ordering for the goddamn entire office. Like, you're at McDonald's, brother. Yeah. What the hell are you ordering that's a custom order? Don't get custom orders at McDonald's. It's not a goddamn gourmet restaurant. You get a hamburger. You want a hamburger or a cheeseburger? You order a hamburger or cheeseburger. You don't say, I would like a cheeseburger, but please hold the onions, hold the ketchup, extra pickles. Like, don't do that shit. There's no reason for it, okay? It's fucking McDonald's. You go to Five Guys if you want a custom burger, okay? Pay attention in your drive-thru lanes, everybody. Nobody has time for your bullshit. Like, nobody cares that you're texting on your phone and not paying attention. In fact, most of us probably hope you get into some sort of single car accident later on in the day to teach you a lesson. All right? Fucking pull up and single car get to that goddamn speaker because the person behind you's got shit going on too. He hasn't answered me yet. I want to know what drive-thru that is. Ray, how do you feel about drive-thrus?
Drive-thrus, oh man, that's like I always go back to that the Panda Express. They take at least 5 minutes per car.
Fucking spaghetti.
Like, the food's fucking already made. Like, it should go way faster. So on the one hand, here's the thing: if the person's waiting and they don't close the gap and no one can cut, you still wait the same amount of time. So I still get mad. I want to honk the horn. I want to, just give them a little love tap with the bumper to bumper. No real damage is done, but they're going to freak out.
Hey, Ray, at the McDonald's drive-thrus in California, have they implemented the double drive-thru yet?
Yeah.
What the hell?
It's a double that splits. It's like a wide drive-thru.
What's the point of the double drive-thru?
It's terrible.
I hate it. You know why? Because you're always fighting with the guy in the other lane who gets that spot first. Because
Oh yeah.
as I've said before in previous episodes, I am a rule follower. Okay, if there's a one-way arrow in the shopping aisle, that is the way I will go. All right, I'm not going to go the other way and be that asshole. All right, so when I'm at the double drive-through, all right, and I see a guy who's already ordered in front of me, I'm going to let him go first. Okay, because I pay attention, right? I'm looking around. I know what's going on at all times when I'm driving. It's very important. I impart that wisdom to my children. I say, listen, if you guys are driving cars, you need to know everything at every moment, okay? Because it's very dangerous. Okay, so that being said, but there's other people who do not care. They do not care that you may have ordered before them, and they cut right in front of you because they think they're going to get their bullshit first. Well, you're just making the job harder for the goddamn window person who's taking your money and then giving you their order.
Well, they should let whoever needs to go first, if they're wearing an essential wear type of article of clothing, they should be able to have priority. Other than that, I agree with you. But in this case where someone can cut, this guy's being a real fucking pain in the ass because yes, other people can cut. And then not only is like, it's one thing if he's inconvenienced because he's not paying attention, but when there's you and potentially other people behind you, then this guy needs to get fucking rear-ended. Right. Again, lightly. So, you just leave him a little left tap.
Have I ever told you that I hate frogs?
Oh, they're so cute.
Shut up. That's not what I asked. I've told you I don't like frogs, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. There's a lot of frogs around my house for some reason. I don't know why this year. There's just a ton of large frogs.
So you need to go catch one?
No, I saw one today, but my son just sent me a picture. Okay, because God forbid it's 11 o'clock. Why would my kids be in bed? My son just sent me a picture of a frog.
Yeah, why would they?
It's on the goddamn window. Like it crawled up the fucking door, the window door, and it's sitting there. And like I'm fucking moving.
It's a plague.
I'm gonna get the hell out of here. I hate the goddamn fucking frogs.
Don't move to Egypt.
Disgusting. I'm gonna nominate Svensson for Dick of the Week because Svensson said to me, "Hey Rem, I tweeted at Haley XOXO, and she said she would be interested in coming on your show, and she would listen to an episode, and she would contact you." And I said, "Oh, Svensson, that's fucking cool, man. Thank you for doing that." And then I said to Svensson a couple days later, I said, "Svensson, I haven't heard from this gorgeous woman yet. I have not heard from her." And Svensson said, "Well, you can reach out to her too." And I'm like, Svensson, come on, man. Like, you're the one who started this thing.
Pull your weight, Svensson.
Yeah, come on, do something. So I reached out to Haley XOXO, and she has not responded to me yet. So if she did listen to the episode, she probably hates you and doesn't want to come on the show, or she's busy being beautiful somewhere and has not gotten back to me yet. But Svensson, actually, I'm taking that nomination back. I'm just teasing Svensson. Svensson's working on getting us some other beauties to come on and talk about being Barbie dolls and their transformations. Yeah, no, that's right. So, Svensson, thank you for that, my friend. Do appreciate you. It really sucks, Svensson. Like, I'm really pissed off for you. If anybody, whoa, does that guy's license plate say THC, or is that YHC?
Yeah, 232.
Oh, you probably shouldn't have doxed the guy.
232.
Nobody knows where Svensson lives, so it actually doesn't matter. Okay, that's good.
Let's zoom in.
Yeah, don't.
Yeah, it says YHC 232.
Okay, all right. So he's not a weed dealer.
You want segments? We've got segments. It's Thinking with Your Dickman.
All right, Ray, what do we got this week?
We've got Jebediah, who writes in.
Oh.
I've considered getting myself into the manscaping scene, contemplating it for a steady 3 months. You two seem like well-groomed gents, so perhaps you can pass along a bit of your vast knowledge. First of all, where does one start? Should I borrow my girlfriend's razor? Do I use the same razor I shave my face with? Is there a specific trimming product that I can find in, say, a Target? Please help before I make a big mistake.
Ray, what is manscaping?
Yeah, it's like grooming your manly hair.
Oh,
manly
okay.
hair.
All right, yeah, that's what I thought. I just want to be sure we're on the same page. Okay, so did Jebediah actually say he's wondering if he should use a straight fucking razor? Like really?
He seems clueless. He seems like he has literally no idea what to do. Like complete ignorance.
Ray, do we know how old Jebediah is? Probably not. All right. Listen.
It does not say it in there.
Everybody, when you're writing in for Thinking with Your Dickman,
Let me
please,
trace his IP address.
you just tell me how old you are, please, because that's important. That's really, I mean, because if you're like a young 20s type of person, you're just getting into the manscaping for the first time, that's one thing. But if you're 38 years old and you're just thinking just now about trimming your dick hair, that's something that we need to talk about, because you should have thought about that years ago. All right. So Jebediah, here's the thing.
Yeah.
Manscaping is good for a number of reasons. The most important being that it makes your dick look prettier and bigger. Like, that's it. Like, that's the only reason you do it.
Yeah.
That's actually the only reason, because you want all right, I'm gonna be honest. Okay. Speaking as a straight man, and like, I kind of wish every once in a while I was gay so I could appreciate, how good a dick looks. But I'm not. So penises are fairly revolting to me. Like, I'm not attracted to penis in the least bit. All right. Like, I just don't get it. However, I can see the good lookingness in mine, because, I can appreciate mine because, one, it's huge, and two, I take good care of the area around it for the most part. Right. I'm not during fucking lockdown. So, you don't get out.
And how so?
Anyways,
give us the tips.
Well, I'm getting there.
Give us the goods.
I'm getting there, right? So, it was a long time ago. I realized, like, man, I got like your pubic hair, Ray. If you think about your pubic hair doesn't make sense. Okay. And I don't know why, because I'm not a human biologist or an evolutionist or a paleontologist. I don't know any of this. Like, look at the hair in your arm. All right. And compare that to the hair on your head. It's very similar. Okay. The hair on your face, the hair on your legs, fairly similar. Right. It's a little coarser on your legs, a little coarser on your face. Okay. All right. Look at your dick hair. Like, that shit's all over the place, right? It's all wiry, all right? It's just weird. It's weird compared to any of the other hair in your body, all right? It's thicker. If you pulled one out, you could probably have a hard time trying to rip it in half, is what I'm saying. All right? Your penis hair is different from any other hair on your body. I don't know why. Because we've evolved past, walking around naked in the sand. I don't know why we need the hair. I heard someone a long time ago say that the evolutionary reason for the hair was so primitive humans could smell if there was other sex partners, right? Which is gross. Which is just fucking gross. I learned, Ray, back in my army days, when I was in basic training with a gentleman. His last name was Stills. Stills said to me, you gotta trim your dick hair. And I'm like, why? And he's like, because there's a lot of funk that comes with hair and you don't want your dick to smell. I'm like, you know what, Stills? You make a lot of sense. I've never smelled my dick hair, but I assume it probably does not smell great. So I'm going to do as you say when I return home. So when I got home,
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I popped out my electric razor, Jebediah, stupid asshole, and I went to town and I shaved it all down. And I nicked the shit out of my balls numerous times. I was a bloody mess with a goddamn electric razor. Okay.
You gotta be careful with those. Yes, you gotta be careful with those.
Fuck,
the opening
right?
on the guard.
Yeah. And let me tell you what, if you nick your scrotum or your dick, you'll bleed a lot, because there's a lot of blood. There's a lot of blood down there. Yeah. What I'm saying, Jebediah, is that
experience.
Yeah, there's a lot of trial and error on the products to use and what to do to trim your. Okay, so basically, you need to trim your dick hair. Okay, I'd go so far to say, you know what, trim down some of that armpit hair too, because that's gross. Okay, and then once you get really into it, you can start shaving down your chest hair. I don't really shave my legs because that's just too much work. But you don't want to use a straight razor. And you only want to, if you do use a straight razor, you just want to use it for cleaning up. Okay. Right. You know what I mean, Ray? You don't want the little stubble on the shaft of your penis. So you take the straight razor and you go with the grain. You don't go against the grain. You go with the grain. All right. But get a good electric razor. Manscaped.com, who are not sponsors of ours, Ray, but you should probably work on that. They sell the lawnmower. Okay. Now they're up to 3.0, and they have technology on the lawnmower 3.0 where it won't nick your balls. Like, it shuts off as soon as it touches your skin or some shit. Like, it won't nick your balls. I haven't tried it yet. I told my wife, I was like, can you buy me this for Christmas? And she didn't buy me the lawnmower 3.0 for Christmas. So I'm still stuck with my old.
That means that's a vote of confidence. You're already in good shape.
Yeah.
If she bought that the next, like, within an hour, That's because she was like, you need this. So the fact that she didn't, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
I'm
Again,
Mr. Optimistic for you there.
if you can't tell from the show that I'm very proud of my penis, I take good care of it. All right. I take very good care of my penis. And, with that being said, Jebediah, you got to think of what your frequency is. Okay. You don't have time every day, nor do you need to, shave down your balls every single day. All right. You can do it once a week or maybe even once a month, depending on how much action you're getting. If your girlfriend likes it, maybe she doesn't. Maybe she doesn't like it. Maybe she wants you to be hairy. And if that's the case, you have a conversation you got to have. But even if she wants you to be, you should get rid of it because pubic hair is just gross. It makes no sense, Ray. We go back to what I said originally. It is unlike any other hair in your body. I don't know why it's there. It's ridiculous. Your thoughts, Ray, on shaving your dick?
Have you ever gotten rid of all of it? Have you ever
Yes.
literally shaved it all off?
Absolutely.
With a razor?
Yeah, that's what I do once a month.
Oh, okay. Well, so I think that can be a very good idea, but the difficulty lies in, depending on the level of hairiness of your entire body, where you draw the cutoff line. Because then you start getting into, it goes from the scrotum to the perineum toward the butthole there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've ever shaved the hair between your butt cheeks. Have you ever done that?
It's like opening the Pandora's box of your butthole.
Idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a horrible idea. So this is the thing.
Because it grows back.
There's as you said, there's definitely some trial and error, but you absolutely need to stay away from a couple of areas where once it starts growing back, it's going to be, literally a pain in the ass. So to answer your original question, what does the pubic hair exist for? I don't know if this is based on science. In my opinion, it's for friction. It allows you to not get burns, right? Your legs moving, balls rubbing against each other. It reduces the friction. It absorbs that.
Ray, look at Randy's
So if you
face.
if you shave your ass cheeks in between your cheeks, when that starts growing back, that will be the worst day or week, however long it takes for that to come of your life. It is so uncomfortable. So please, you got to draw some cutoff lines there. Now, where exactly that is for you, you can determine that, but don't go too far initially.
Here's the thing about using the straight razor, Jebediah, is that once you use a straight razor, listen, it's cut down to the skin and it's going to grow back, and you run the risk of ingrown hair and also that very uncomfortable feeling when the hair is popping through the skin again. It's very uncomfortable. It's like Brillo pad going through your skin. It's weird. So you just got to be, I would limit the exposure of the straight razors. You want to get yourself a good electric with a guard on it so you can control the length, right? Maybe you just want to trim it down. Maybe you just want to go bare, baby. It's totally up to you and what your preference is. But it's something that as a man, you have to do. You got to take care of it. You got to make it presentable, right? Mm-hmm. Just imagine, Ray, if you're getting down on your knees to suck some dude's dick and all of a sudden you take that thing out and there's the big bush of nasty hair on your face, you're not going to want to suck that dick anymore, right?
No, not at all.
Okay.
I might have been inclined before, but not anymore.
Yeah. I mean, it's a real turnoff. It's like, some guys enjoy a hairy vagina. It's not my preference. Okay. But,
nor mine.
Yeah. But you and I are men and we would power through something like that. But women are very different,
Have done that. Yeah.
Yeah. Women want something that's very presentable. Women want what they want. And they don't power through. Okay, once a woman gets turned off, she's done. That's my advice for women. There for you, tanks. So,
So here's another bit of advice, which is the first piece of advice: stay away from the ass hair. 2, you need to actually accentuate the shaft, as you were kind of saying. But the way you do that is. You can't necessarily get rid of everything. You do want to leave a little bit there, but you definitely on the shaft remove all the hair. And as you said, with the grain, not against, you might have to do some frequent upkeep, but you're definitely going to want to remove any hair from and immediately around the shaft and keep that very short. And then outside of that, you can let it build up a little bit. But, and blend it in, if your legs got a little hair on them, you got to be able to blend that in so it doesn't look all weird. It is a little bit of an issue there. As far as the armpits, I agree. You should be buzzing that. How much, I don't know. But, I mean, look at any sports. Basketball, wrestling, any of those where you see the guys and you can see their armpits. None of those dudes have super hairy armpits. They take care of that. Why? Because they're exposed. Like, that's just common sense. If you're trying to look nice and do some manscaping, you're not going to let your armpits get all out of control. All you got to do every so often. That stuff doesn't grow back that fast. Just every so often, swimmers, you'll see it. Like
Gentlemen,
Michael Phelps.
Take care of yourselves. God damn it. Like, you don't have to
If you
walk
want to look
around.
like Michael Phelps, shave your armpits.
Don't look like Michael Phelps, though. He looks like a weird dolphin rhinoceros hybrid. Like, he's a weird looking guy. Have you seen his hands and feet? Like, they're
Super
unnaturally
torso, man.
large. Yeah, it's gross. It's just real gross.
He smokes weed.
Lots of weed. I don't blame him. Especially in these trying
So
times,
much.
and smoke weed. Yeah. So
That's how
take
he
care of
wins
yourselves.
so many gold medals.
I think it is. All right.
And because
So,
he
Jeb,
manscapes.
I hope that answered your question. If you want to, you look at some horrible amateur porn on Pornhub and you can see some dudes like just shave their penile area and nothing else, and how weird it looks. You don't want it. You want to blend it, like Ray said. You want to blend it in. So, all right, let us move on to something else here, Ray. Thank you for that, Jebediah. If you guys got questions for professionals like Ray and myself, it's richdickmanshow@gmail.com.
This is the voicemail bumper. This is the bumper on your left, and this is the bumper on your right. This is a badass guitar riff. And finally, here's your voicemails. Sorry, that guitar riff's too cool not to play twice.
Will she trick or treat?
Typo negative.
I'll bet she will.
Oh, it's a good song.
Rumor has it you can type 150 words a minute.
Yeah.
You would make a great secretary, Rem. A fantastic secretary.
Sexy.
Yeah.
Or court reporter.
Let me get in there.
Ooh, goddamn. All right. I would absolutely be a great secretary. with that song Christian Woman by Typo Negative. Randy, he texted me after I was talking about Typo Negative the other week, and he's like, "Hey, I'm listening to Typo Negative, and this shit slaps." But you goddamn right it does. So I said to my Google, in my kitchen, I said, "Hey Google, play Typo Negative." And then Google started playing Typo Negative. Yeah. Or, I mean, if you had an Alexa, you'd say, "Alexa, play Typo Negative." But you definitely don't want to get with your Apple phone and say, "Hey, Siri, play Typo Negative." You don't want to do that either. Ray, have you ever been driving and somebody said, "Hey, seriously," and then your Siri went, "Oh, you don't have an Apple phone." But that happened to me recently. But yeah, you definitely don't want to mess with your, "Hey, Google, look up Lisa Ann's latest scene," right? You don't want to do that stuff, or say, "Hey, Alexa, play Dominic the Donkey." It's not Christmas time yet. You don't want to do that shit, right? And you definitely don't want your "Hey Siri, give me directions to the local Cracker Barrel." You don't want to do that either, right? Okay, what do you got? You got something you want to say?
Can you do that, but like put it on a timer where you say like, "Hey Alexa, in 1 week play," because that would be amazing. Then you could really fuck with people.
Yeah, I mean, you could set timers.
You know what I
You say, "Hey Google, set an alarm for 4:00 in the morning." You could do stuff like that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. We should just do that. Let's promote that. All right. So you go to your friend's house. They're like, "Hey, I'll be right back. Got to go to the restroom." And as soon as they do that, you say, "Hey, Alexa, set an alarm for 4 a.m. Hey, Alexa, set an alarm for 4:05 a.m.
Yeah.
Hey, Alexa, set an alarm for 4:10 a.m. And you just literally, they're going to, oh yeah. And who set that alarm?
Yeah.
They don't know.
And you can always get with your, what's great about these things is like you can set them to call your names. Like you say, "Hey Siri, call me Rem
Yeah.
Dickman," like that, So, that's cool. Let's go to the next one. Thank you, whoever that was, for the Typo Negative. Love it.
Hey guys, Adam from Houston here. Rem, I'm so disappointed in your lives. Why do you got to claim to type 150 words a minute? It's literally the Guinness Book of World Record. Okay, if you can type over 100 words a minute, that's the top 0.17%. No chart even goes that high. You can't even
Goddamn
find
right.
stats for something like that. And on top of that, this chick that typed 150 words a minute for 50 minutes, she used a special keyboard that most people don't use, a Dvorak keyboard, which is a little easier to get a higher words per minute. I mean, if you can type that fast, show me something. Call up Guinness Book of World Records, show them you got that moxie, because, you could have a world record for the traditional keyboard. It'd be amazing.
Do it for the podcast.
Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. And if you're claiming to do 150, that's less than 0.1% of people that could do something like that. In fact,
Like a
actually,
superhero.
one person that can do that. So,
Typer man.
anyways, man, gosh, you don't have to impress everybody, man. You're like, you think you're cool. It's all right. Check out remdreamscom.com. Later, guys.
God damn it.
Go for it.
All right. Adam from Houston, thank you for coming on last week and thank you for calling. All right. But go fuck yourself. Okay. Adam from Houston, because last week when Ray was giving me shit about it, you were like, hey, Ray, you're kind of being a dick here. And I'm like, thank you, Adam from Houston, for sticking up for me. And now you call and leave a voicemail and I can't argue back at you with this bullshit. Listen, I'm not out for world records or being famous or any of that shit. Okay. It's what I do. I type 150 words a minute. I don't know what you want me to do about it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm really good at typing and Ray sucks. I'm sorry for that. But that's not my fault. That's more of Ray's fault than anything for being bad at typing. Ray, you're bad at typing.
Yeah. I like how your claim, your preposterous 150 words per minute claim translates to not that you're really good at typing, but that I suck at typing. Yeah. It's a good correlation.
I've never
if
considered myself good at typing.
C, then Ray sucks at typing.
I'm sorry. I'm fast. I didn't think this would be such a controversial issue. Jesus Christ.
Do you think we should have some sort of a type-off? Some sort of a type-off situation competition scenario?
Well, here's the thing, Ray, because you're going to lose, and then they're going to claim that it's like been rigged or some bullshit. I mean, I'll let Randy pick the typing test, but if there's a typing test that we all can take, I would happily do it. But you have to be willing to accept the results. Okay? Not be a bitch about it.
Yeah, well, this will be very similar to episode 100. Maybe we should set like an episode 200. I mean, it's not quite as.
What about episode 150? Like Randy suggests,
as a dick contest. But yeah, we could do episode 150. We could set episode 150. Gives you plenty of time to practice, because it's not quite as enthralling as a dick contest, dick judging contest. So maybe episode 150 is a good
200 would be the asshole contest, which you'll win for being an asshole. That's right.
Yes. Massive asshole.
All right. Thank you, Adam. All right, let's move on.
I'm doing the bit where I leave a voicemail while the show's going on again. Rem, you said before the show that you wanted to talk wrestling with me, so I gotta know. We got an NXT match coming up. You told me on Tuesday, and it's Finn fucking Balor, Adam Cole, baby, Ciampa, and Gargano. The feud of possibly the decade, right there. Fucking, who you got, Rem? Who do you got? Anyways, fucking.
Okay. I'll tell you who I got, Randy. All right, I'm gonna pause. Ray, I know you don't understand anything about wrestling, but don't worry about it. You don't need to. This is from the wrestling.
I think you were
fans.
naming South American countries again.
Yeah. The South American country of Finn Balor. Lower South America is Adam Cole, and then in North South America you have Ciampa and Gargano. The two countries right next to each other. They're at war all the time.
Those ones, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this one can go many different ways, Randy, which is why it's so intriguing. It's a 60-minute fatal 4-way Iron Man match. That means the person who captures the most pins or falls, like pins or submissions, at the end of 60 minutes wins. And you got Finn Balor, who was the first ever and first two-time NXT champion, right? And you got Adam Cole, who's the longest reigning NXT champion, who just lost it a couple months ago to Keith Lee, my best friend. You got Johnny Gargano, who held the belt for like a year.
That was your best friend.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Ray, you gotta be a wrestler. And then you have Ciampa, who never lost it. He had to give it up because of injury, right? My gut is telling me to go with Ciampa because the guy who just won it, who had to vacate it, Killer Cross, was a bad guy. Ciampa is now a bad guy. So, I mean, this sets up the next, 6 months, 8 months of title feuds between Balor and Ciampa, Cole and Ciampa, and even Gargano and Ciampa once again. So I think you got to go with Ciampa there. Okay, let us move on. We've got more
I feel
here. What?
incredibly disrespected.
Yeah,
that you said that I need to become a wrestler. I am Rey Mysterio. So
you're too tall.
Everyone hates wrestling, so politics. I thought the Democrats are doing hide and Biden. You know, that's a strategy. It's not going to work very well. I don't think. I mean, I hope so. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know who. What I hate is, like you say,
whatever's best, right?
It's two TV screens, and everyone's getting a different feed. And I don't talk to anyone anymore. Yeah. I just sit here and listen to other people talk. Fuck. The 2 people in my family had the coronavirus, so that sucked.
I'm sorry, Randy.
Now I'm afraid to go down there and visit for a little while. I'm gonna let that quarantine out. My daughter started school virtually.
It's terrible. Oh God, don't get me started on the kids.
It is a different world now.
Oh.
And but I think it's going to get better. It's going to get better. You have to think that, and I wonder how Trump did tonight. Not that I'm really for him. I'm probably not going to vote. I'm probably going to write in Justin Robert Young's mother.
No, write my name in.
Young
I'll give you guys. Just write in Rem Dickman.
Rich.
Get the money out of politics. Elect some dude's mom.
Yeah.
And then Andrew Heaton from the Whig Party for vice president. That's the end.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
The whole
That's
school
what we
thing.
need to do. Get a write-in for Rich Dickman.
Yeah, everyone. If you don't want to vote for president, just write in Rich Dickman. That'd be fucking awesome. Or Rem Dickman.
If that got trending, holy smokes!
I wouldn't mind being president. Some things I would do.
Some real person.
Yeah, the whole kid thing, going to school. Like my kids, 3 days at home, 2 days at school for the first 4 weeks. You're gonna make my kids wear masks, right? Like, I mean, come on. What are we fucking doing, man? Like, these are fucking kids. What are we, you know how much it's gonna fucking mess them up if we keep this shit up? Like, come on. The kids are at almost zero risk for anything bad happening to them with coronavirus. Like, more kids die from the flu than have from coronavirus. It's like, fucking let them get it, because it's the kids who are going to protect us, right? The kids will get it and get their immunity and weaken the virus. Protect the vulnerable teachers. Let them wear the masks and the face shields on the bullshit. But Svensson, you could be my vice president, man, and I'll put Randy as Secretary of State. Do you want to add something? I got another.
You know what
some
Stella
Isaac.
told me?
What?
Stella told me she would rather go to school and wear a mask than have to continue staying at home, like, because she just wants to. She misses seeing people.
Exactly,
I'm like, dude. That's what's right.
I picked up my kids' Chromebooks. Like, the schools are giving out Chromebooks. Come on, you got to go to school and be with your friends and go do shit. You can't fucking sit at a goddamn dining room table all day.
I know, right? And not only that, but like, so then I saw an article. I didn't look at it that much because, again, I'm not trying to get wrapped up in all the bullshit. But it's something like, wherever a bunch of schools have opened where kids were attending, there's a huge spike in coronavirus cases. Well, what's interesting is there's, as far as I know, no deaths. And not that that's the only thing that matters, but like, Jesus Christ, like, if we literally had everybody in school and there was one kid that died, like, yeah, that's horrible. That is. But that's not the only way anyone's ever died. Like,
yeah,
there's risks in life.
It's like we're pretending people don't die.
Kids die from the flu.
It sucks.
Yeah.
People die, right? And it sucks, but we can't shut the world down because of it. You know?
Yeah. So you can't, at some point you can't be overcautious. Like you literally can't stop doing anything out of fear of something bad potentially happening.
Living is not the avoidance of death. Okay. Living is not the avoidance of death.
We all die.
You gotta get
hopefully
out there and
long.
live.
Hopefully long.
Now, let's see what Isaac can do to cheer us up here. Let's see here. Doop-a-doop-a-doo.
Yeah.
This is only 5 minutes.
Shit. I think this might be two in a row again. Man, damn, bruh. I don't really even got that much to share him. I mean, what's up, Ray? What the hell happened, bruh? What the hell happened with life? I mean,
yo,
all I do is just, work jobs and shit. You know what I mean? I got a credit card, Rim. Probably should have done that a long time ago. And, not be one of them, like retarded people that's like, hey, man, I'm just going to make the minimum payments on something that I got like a really, I just sound like Shaquille O'Neal. I mean, shit.
Isaac, pay off your balance every month. All right. Don't get in the trap of credit card debt. I did that in my early 20s and it was a bad deal. All right. Pay that shit off. Only buy shit you can afford. All right.
Oh, yeah, because he believes in a flat earth and he's fucking retarded. Oh, this is what I have to say for you. Either way, the thing is, that's how you get yourself fucked. For anyone listening, I mean, on credit, take it from me. Someone who historically, based on, racial stereotypes, is not good with money. But either way, if you make a big purchase, with, your credit card, up to, even your limit, and, minimum payments, that's not good because, depending on your APR, the interest is pretty much negating your payments and basically just putting you in debt.
This is financial advice from Isaac. This is great.
And you're not gaining credit from that. Even if you didn't get anything and you kept your balances zero.
Yeah, he's from Guyana. You fucking idiot.
Yeah, where they've developed their flag in geometry / math class.
He's such an asshole, right?
From there.
God, they call me the racist.
Oh, that would gain you more credit in a year. But typically, I'm trying to get that big credit score. I'm talking about big. I'm talking about like big. You know what I'm talking about? Like BEHG. I got 2 GAWBs. Man, this is not fair, bruh. That's why Madcuts made me read that damn thing on his show. Check it out if y'all haven't. Here's what I don't get with Madcuts and Tim Handlebreaker and one other nigga that has delayed jokes that I kind of fucked up and I stole it. Either way, this is about to cut me off. I'm gonna hang up before she do this shit.
Okay, let's go on to the next one.
Why is it a she?
I think it's because, I don't know. I mean, when you think of Google, do you think of female? Because I do.
No, because when you call the Dickman line, it's your voice. So
I know.
He's basically calling you a she.
I guess he doesn't. I guess he doesn't want to upset me. So yeah, it's easier to call it a she.
He doesn't see sex. He doesn't see.
He doesn't see gender. He doesn't see race nor gender.
Good on you.
To that automated bitch, I say tut tut tut. Ain't no way. You ain't gonna give me like that. I can feel it. I can feel it in my knees. I was like, I know that bitch about to come and cut me off and pull me away from this fucking stream of consciousness where I just talk about credit and shit. But yeah, man, I mean, shit, like, it's crazy, man. Like, there ain't shit to do. Everything's very lonely. Life is terrible. Even though I don't know how some people are like, bro, if I was rich, I would be so happy. I'd be like, I'd rather just be happy. Like, that's the issue is being happy. I don't know what would make me happy, and that's the issue. I mean, that's the confounding part. But either way, I mean, so I'm trying to get that, credit. Hey, real talk, your boy, an apartment? Nah. We going straight to the house. You know what I mean? I want that equity. Because if you pay well on your house and you finance it correctly, you gaining more in equity than you paying. And if you ain't, then you fucked up. I mean, you done fucked up. But either way, I mean, and I ain't gonna be a millennial that don't own property, bro. I mean, hey, everything might get, fucking destroyed and shit based on all the shit that's happening and people got everyone has doctrines, Rim. Have your doctrine, but mind your doctrine.
Ray, did you see this cop in Parkland or Lakeland County. I think Lakeland County, the sheriff was like, hey, you probably want to stay out of the suburbs. I would encourage everybody in the suburbs to own a gun. And if these people show up at your front door, to blow them away. Like, he's encouraging people to shoot the protesters, the rioters. Oh, God. Oh,
wow. You know, your beliefs, your ideology. Everyone, you know, the way you form your beliefs. I mean, everyone has these crazy, like, you know, everyone online, it's an idea that it's, you know, people can be marketed to without even knowing it. And, you know, they end up in these bubbles, bruh. You know what I mean? Without even knowing it. But after it's happened, they're so used to the validation of everyone agreeing with them that, you know, they can't accept anything less, because it makes them, you know, less moral. You know, it's crazy. I think the internet was just a bad idea. But either way, I mean, we niggas that make the best of it. You too, Ray Rim, and you know, Isaac. Shit, I gotta have like an R name. You know, it's Ray Rim and Ray Quandre. Ray Quandre. You know what I mean? That's, you know what I mean, shit. But that'd be
don't
dope.
Play on my name.
I mean,
I already hate Draymond
I'm just calling to see what's up. You know what I mean? If y'all want to have me on again, Rim, you know, episode 10 coming up, and CJ, you know, he can't be the host forever. So I mean, we got to have you on, bruh. This bitch about to cut me up. I can feel it. Okay, she didn't cut. I'm okay. I ain't finished. I finished.
All right. Isaac, I told you I would do your episode 10. So, but you can't do it next Tuesday because I'll be watching NXT with Randy. We'll be texting each other because he'll be more positive than fucking Chris OC will be during that.
Do you want me to get drunk and watch it with you?
I mean, you can. That'd be pretty rad. Randy, what do you think about that? Is that a good idea? Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. All right. What about, we got anything left here, Ray? Oh shit, we had Mr. Porno Man. Fuck Mr. Porno Man. Fuck that guy.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
What's the guy? Is it like fucking real porn, Ray, or
we
is
don't
it?
need that guy.
No, we'll save Mr. Porno Man for next week. You know, we got a little too
Nobody
deep
even
into
knows what he does anymore.
Into the politics.
Is any of his porn real porn? I don't think any of it's.
All right, you know what? Fuck it. I mean, the guy. I mean, he makes the effort to send shit in. Like Randy, like will call during the episode, which I appreciate. Let's see. Is this the one?
Hey, folks.
Yeah.
It's time for that wacky segment where we review porn, because we have a psychopath listener, better known as the laughing stock of the adult film industry, who insists on sending us his ridiculous piles of trash. So, without further ado, Mr. Porno Man's latest perversion.
Drink. Kiss tomorrow goodbye.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm off tomorrow. I don't care. I don't care what you're doing. I'm off.
You.
Yeah.
I'm leaving work to play golf halfway through my day.
All right, read the goddamn letter. Jesus, Ray.
Greetings, gentlemen. Considering I'm at the forefront of my industry, I'll consider your latest slights as a playful banter. Surely you understand the bombastic nature of my influence within porn. For those of your listeners who aren't convinced, I've provided you with this incredible shoot. We spent weeks planning this scene, and my entire production team feels we shot a gem. Now, without further ado, I present to you mascot porn.
Okay.
Regards, Mr. Porno Man.
I'm going to stream this for the chat room. All right, so here we go.
I already want to just close my eyes.
Mascot porn. All right, let's see what we got here. Oh, there's an error loading? Oh, come on. Let's try this again.
Ooh, I can watch your stream.
Hey guys, Rim here. We had a little bit of an issue as we did decide to do the Mr. Porno Man submission. However, Mr. Porno Man went ahead and sent us a corrupt file, and that corrupt file worked its way into my recording experience somehow. What that means is that the audio on my end was horrible, very crunchy, and I don't know what happened. So we had to cut the Mr. Porno Man segment for this week, and also I have to re-record a new ending to episode 122. I think that's the one we're on now. Jeez, my God, how can I forget already? So I do apologize for that, but it's a Mr. Porno Man segment, and you didn't miss anything at all. Actually, Ray had some funny comments. That kind of sucks. Oh well. What are you going to do? Ray's not here for the ending. So I do want to say that I just want to close the show. Oh my God, this was an experience. But thank you all for listening to the Rich Dickman Show. As I said at the beginning of this one, I do appreciate every single one of you who does download and listen and gives us feedback. It means a ton to me and to Ray, and we really appreciate all of you for being there for us. And if you like what we do and you want to support the show, you can tell a friend and leave a review, especially on iTunes. It's super easy to do. You can go ahead, hit that 5 stars and leave a review and tell us what you like or what you don't like. That would be fun, right? But if you like us even more than that, you can check out our Patreon, patreon.com/RichDickman. And you will find Liquor Fueled, Pop-Up Audio. We have the earlier ones we did earlier this year, the Mangria and the Moonshine. But we did Liquor Fueled #1, the very first Liquor Fueled. We did a pop-up audio for that a couple weeks ago. You can check that out. I've got bonus clips just about every week on the Patreon. Just about every week you're getting something. Also have a hardcore parkour video, the greatest parkour video you will ever see. That's on our Patreon as well. And at the top tier, you will get your very own Rich Dickman custom t-shirt. That's right. So get in there. Check it out. Check out that Patreon, patreon.com/RichDickman. And then when you're done with that, you can go to richdickman.com for all your Rich Dickman needs. As we spoke about earlier, click that merch tab. We've got face masks. We've got essential wear. We've got Rich Dickman t-shirts. We've got stickers. So get in there, get yourself some merch, and show everybody that you love the Rich Dickman Show. The episode gets posted every week to YouTube. So if that's your preferred way of viewing or listening, whatever it is, go ahead and subscribe to that YouTube channel. That would be great too. Maybe one day we'll start doing some more video content, right? But everybody is so separated and it's so hard to get everyone back together because of the corona. Yeah. Oh, well. Again, thank you all for listening. Hey, check out Isaac's podcast, Chimping Out with Isaac Jackson. And of course, you can listen to our friends, our best friends, our podcast best friends, the Not for Human Consumption podcast at remdrinkscom.com. RichDickmanShow@gmail.com for all your Rich Dickman emails. You can call the voicemail, call the Dickman line, 860-316-4776. You can follow me on Twitter. I am at RemDickman. You can follow the show on Twitter at Rich Dickman Show. You can follow Ray at Jules Winfeld. You can follow executive producer Randy, even though he's not using Twitter, at Sir0 with an E. You can follow producer Ryan at RyanTRDS. And of course, there's my mother at Rem_Mama. Just had knee surgery a couple weeks ago. Hey, wish her well. You didn't miss much with the Mr. Pornaments, I'm going to promise. You really didn't. It was mascot, and it was gross. It was weird. Mr. Pornament, you just get your shit together, and don't send me corrupted files that ruined the show like you just did. And you know what? We might just take a break from Mr. Pornament for the next few weeks. I think, I think we're done. We'll take live Randy voicemails. If Randy just sends voicemails during the show, that'd be fine too. We'd love to hear your voicemails. Again, that Dickman line, 860-316-4776. And we will be back next week with episode 123, an all-new Rich Dickman Show for your listening pleasure. Thank you all. Good night. And this is what Ray says. See ya. That's his thing. It's his claim. See ya. Oh. God damn. And here I am trying to offer my services for podcast editing. Hey, you starting a podcast? You don't know how to edit? I'll help you out. Check out Rem Dickman at richdickman.com for your podcast editing needs. It's a fair rate. I promise I won't screw it up like this.